beautiful people, welcome to my channel. My name is Georgia, for those of you who are new, and to my regular subscribers, welcome back. So as you could tell by the title, we're going to do a recap and a review of Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 4, Episode 11 and 12. I did not do a full review of Episode 11, basically because I just got busy, got caught up, and the week went by and I didn't get a chance to do it. And of course I couldn't miss Saturday's episode, so I watched Episode 12. So it's basically a continuation of Episode 11. So in this review you might hear me mention some things that happened in Episode 12 as I go through. But let's go over, let's just go on and do the review and try to incorporate both. So the title of this episode is called What You Want to Do About It. What You Wanda Do About It. And if you don't already know my notes, what you want to do about it. So the episode opens up with the family still at Miss Wanda's tasting for her food truck, showing off something. I forgot the name of it, but it's a cute title. So the episode starts off with that. We left off in episode 11 where we had Bernard coming at Marsau across the table. Marsau was getting sick and tired of him. We had Tisha's family all coming at Marsau at once, and then they finally calmed down a little bit, and then everybody sat down to eat. So now that they're eating, we see Keke walk in, and that's where the episode 11 ended. So now we pick up episode 12 where Keke comes in and she sits at the same table with Latisha, actually on the same side as Latisha, like a chair or two away, but there's nobody in between them. So they greet each other, and Keke tells Latisha, I called you and you didn't pick up the phone and you didn't call me back. And Tisha's like, girl, you did? I didn't even see the phone ringing. Yeah, Tisha, we know how it is. We don't want to talk to nobody. We just don't answer the phone. So Tisha goes, I didn't want to talk to you, no way. And of course, that's what took off. That led to them starting the conversation. Tisha let her know that you shouldn't have had a conversation about me at the party. You know, let me be there. The same thing that they've been going back and forth about. So now we're finding out a little bit more about what was said. It wasn't Latisha who told Melody and Martell what happened with Keke, and we still don't know what happened with Keke. They're saying it's out there in the internet and I can't find it anywhere. Marsau said all of Huntsville know it because they saw her, but as we know, it was Marsau who told Melody and Martell about Keke's business, and Keke said to Tisha, you let your husband talk about me. And Tisha was like, I can't let nobody talk. You know how it is. The argument was going on and on and on. And then Keke was about to let some stuff out because I have never seen Marsau lose his cool the way he did. She was like, all right, y'all want to talk about it? Well, here it is. Listen, y'all want to talk about it? Well, here we go. Marsau was like, all right, go out there, put it out there, put it out there, put it out there. I bet you I'll flip this whole place. I'm like, whoa. I said, I know he had a temper that he was keeping in check, but he kept his cool on camera all these years. But this episode, Marsau was about to whoa. We want to know what it is, Keke. Keke, you got to come back because we got to know. Marsau, you have some skeletons that you're hiding. And then Miss Wanda, before Miss Wanda came and Before Miss Wanda came and shut it down, we had Bernard across the table talking about, oh, you a scoundrel. Oh, you dirty. Oh, you sneaky. And Marsau was like, Bernard, I don't even know where the hell you come from. Shut the hell up, Bernard. He was going for Bernard, but I found that to be so funny. Then Miss Wanda came in now and she's like, listen, everybody's talking at once. Show respect for each other. You're not going to come to my event and do this. And actually, everybody listen to Miss Wanda. Even though we as viewers see Miss Wanda with her nosy self and her little instigator self, there is a level of respect for Miss Wanda within the family, because if there wasn't, everybody would have just kept arguing. And I'm like, I have a newfound respect for Miss Wanda. She's like, all right, now you say your piece, you say your piece. And it got to the point where Miss Wanda's like, you know what, we could see that we're really not going to get nowhere with this. So you know what, let's just shut this down and call it a day. And only thing I want to know, how was the food? And everybody smile, laugh. You know, it turned out to be, we know nothing got resolved. We know this is going to come to a head again, but not at an event like this. Miss Wanda was like, how was the food? Everybody laughed, thanked her for inviting them out, and they went about their way. So that was the scene with the food tasting at Miss Wanda's event. Now we have Kimmi goes over to visit Destiny. And again, like in Martel's case, that is not the house or the furniture that we saw in season 3. So has Destiny moved? I remember having a beautiful royal blue sofa. Now she have a nice cream white. It's still very pretty. But has Destiny moved? The entrance to the house don't look the same. These are things that I noticed. The entrance to the house don't look the same. The living room seems a little bit smaller. I'm like, something is off. So did Destiny move? What's going on behind the scenes in Huntsville, people? All right, so Kimmi talks to Destiny about the blow up with Stormi. Not really blow up, but the fact that, you know, her and Stormi couldn't have a really decent conversation at the Jalen's event. And Destiny was like, well, I'm kind of surprised at her attitude because I've called her sweetie in the past. I've had conversations with her on the phone leading up to the Galentine's event. So for her to be coming at me the way she is, it was just strange. And that's why I didn't come to the conversation, because it's just a different, totally different person than the one I've been trying to get to know. So, all right, she leaves it open. She's like, at this point, you know, it's up to her. She wants to have a friendship because I just can't understand what's going on. She's like, I got too much going on in my life to worry about these ladies. And then Kimmi was like, so what about Melody? Can you and Melody work out what you're working out? Again, we're going over it. So at this point, Kimmi, I'm going to just need you to leave it alone where Destiny and Stormi and Melody is concerned. Let that be an organic reconciliation. If it's going to happen, if it doesn't, it doesn't. But at this point, we're not going to push it anymore. Let's see what goes forward whereas Destiny is concerned on the show. All right, now we have Tiffany and Lewis. So in the last episode, remember, Tiffany and Melody went to her mother's hometown, or father's hometown in Utah, Alabama, to try and find out some information, you know, about her birth parents and stuff like that. And within that episode, we found out that, you know, when Tiffany's mother got pregnant with her, she definitely had to leave town, or her father had to leave town, because even in that year in 1984 in the South, people were still being lynched because of interracial relationships. In 1984, I was in elementary school, and I'm like, wait a minute, what? In America in 1984, people were, let that sink in. In America in 1984, people were still being lynched for certain things in the South, and interracial relationships being one of them. So she let Lewis know that, and that there are people who are willing to help her by giving her phone numbers or email address, but they are worried she doesn't want to put them in danger, because even in 2022 there could be retaliation for them helping her to locate her family. So I'm sitting there in awe and listening and watching this interaction between, you know, her telling her husband what happened with her when she went on her trip. But I hope Tiffany don't give it up, because honestly, she's come this far. She's found her mother, she said. We found out that she found her mother. She did that while she was married to her first husband. And she really wants to find her dad. So I really hope she doesn't give it up. But she has to go about it carefully in 2022 in the South. Let me stay my little self in New York, up north. I don't know, a lot of people are moving back to the South, Atlanta, the Carolinas. I mean, Carolina is not too deep, but wow. Wow. And with the climate of America the way it is now, you see what's happening in the news. Every day you're hearing about another incident happening where it involves, you know, people that we let's not digress. You watch the news just like I do, so you know what's going on out there. All right, so she asked Lewis, she's like, when I came home, Lewis, you didn't ask me about the trip. And Lewis was like, I figure you tell me about it in time. And then he said to her, but I figure you stay up at least 5 minutes to tell me about it, or we just get into it. And we know what get into it meant, but it seems that as soon as Tiffany came home, she went straight to sleep. You get tired from driving those many hours, girl. So you definitely go take a nap. But she was a little bit upset that Lewis didn't ask her about her trip. Tiffany Lewis is still pissed at you because you took Melody with you. Even though Melody invited herself on a trip, you still took Melody with you instead of taking him. And he really wanted to go help you through that. So you deal with that. We're going to find out how that happens later on down the line. So now we have Martell and Melnika, his brand manager. They meet up in the park and she's going over it. They're talking about the launch of the wine, his red wine in Nest Wine, and about the event in Atlanta. She asked him, who you want to come. He named a whole bunch of guys. And she tell him, just keep it classy. We don't want another repeat of the ATL trip or the photo that Marsau posted. So she's also went over him with the tutoring, how she's proud of him as far as getting the tutor to help him pass his builder's license exam. We found out that he took it 7 years ago, and in the coming weeks, so it would be time to take the exam. So I'm assuming he's already taken it since the filming of that episode, or it's coming up. So we're gonna get to see in season 4 if Martell passes builder's exam. Melnika's like, listen, I need you to have that exam passed and have your license so you could help me build my mansion. And he was like, well, I could build it today. She's like, no, not with your partner's license, with yours. So that was a nice little exchange between Melnika and Martell. Now we have Marsau and Latisha. They went out for coffee. They talked about what happened at Miss Wanda's food tasting event. And, Marsau gave her a nice compliment. He's like, some of your family, in a roundabout way, he's like, some of your family are mouthy and some of them are brainy, or something to that effect. He names the one who thinks is smart and the other ones, i.e. Keke, who has a lot to say and really don't think. So Tisha let him get that out. And then Tisha was like, you know what, Marsau, whenever I ask you a question, I just need you to give me an honest answer instead of playing around it or being coy about it or just, backing your way out of it in a cute way, which Marsau is great at doing. We all see it. And then Marsau turns it around and Tisha, I'm like, this man is real good. So he turns it around and Tisha, he's like, well, do me a favor, honey. Make sure that the questions you ask me are not disrespectful. So Tisha's like, okay, name one question I asked you which is disrespectful. And that was disrespectful. I'm sorry, Tisha, that was disrespectful. The fact that you asked me, did I take a bottle of chocolate wine to Melody? And then she remembered the episode, and then she held his face and turned his face to the side to answer, nah, girl, we don't do that. We don't do that. I don't like that was not a nice, and she did it in front of her mother. So that was not nice. And Marsau told her, listen, I don't even know where Melody lives. I do not interact with her in that way. So for you to come at me that way, that wasn't cute. So questions like that do not come to me which are disrespectful. So now Tisha says, I haven't come to you with disrespectful. And then after, he went in and gave the example. So now Tisha have to think about every question that she needs to come with her husband. Do I need to think it's disrespectful before I ask you? So how are you going to have a conversation about anything? So, I don't know. Marsau is just trying to shut Tisha down. Let's just focus on our family. Let's focus on building these businesses. Like he said, they were having the discussion in Melody's living room about the combat group. And now everybody that's in the combat group is doing things on their own and building back Huntsville. So he's like, let's focus on that. Let's focus on building our beautiful family, which they do have a beautiful family. And building these businesses and making the money. Forget about all the other stuff. Tell your mama, don't come to me with no other questions regarding me and infidelity. And keep your crazy cousins away from me. And he's like, as far as that Bernard is concerned, he's a female Miss Wanda. Oh my God. Bernard is going to come for you, Marsau. We ain't seen the last of Bernard. Yeah, he coming. You got to have some comedy in any show that you watch. And Bernard and Miss Wanda, Marsau, that combination right there, that's all comedy right there. So you got to keep watching for more. now we have Melody and Kimmi. Kimmi invited Melody to lunch after meeting with Destiny. Here, Kimmi again. Kimmi in the middle. Kimmi in the middle trying to fix everything. So she's like, goes to lunch with Melody and asks Melody, listen, I met with Destiny. This is what transpired. Can we get to a good place with Destiny? She's like, have you even talked to her? So Melody told her, yes, I have spoken to her the night right after your Galentine event. I spoke to her. She wasn't really ready to talk. So therefore, she got everything under control. And we're just going to leave it at that. Let her do. I like the way Melody did that. She's like, she got it. She got everything under control. That means, girl, leave me alone. Nothing else is going to happen. If her and I become friends later on down the line, then it happens. And as I've always said in other reviews, Melody and Destiny do not need to be friends. It's not as if they've known each other from years. Destiny is originally Martel's friend, so let it be that. How could she still continue to be Martel's friend and be Melody's friend and not take information back and forth between the two? So I see where Melody's coming from. It's like, girl, I'm good. Stay over there. So as I was saying, Melody was like, girl, I'm good. Stay over there. Do what you do and I'll take care of me. And if we meet up down the line, then we meet up down the line. But that was it with the conversation with Melody and Kimmi. So Kimmi, at this point, I need you to just chill and let things play out as they may. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. All right, so the last scene of the episode. We have the guys meeting up in the parking lot of Black. Yeah, it was at Black Lounge. They're meeting up in the parking lot of Black. They're getting ready to go on the Atlanta trip. They have a Sprinter van. They're ready to roll. So everybody gets on the van now. We have Marsau, Lewis, Martel, and Maurice. So they're all sitting on the van. So, Lewis asks, like, this is my first trip to Atlanta. Martel, tell me what's in store for us. He's like, well, we're going to do a little intimate dinner. We may hit a couple of strip clubs. Get into a little bit of trouble. And Martel's like, well, I'm the only single one here, so I'm about to turn up and get all into it. And Marsau was like, my wife said to go ahead and don't get in no trouble. Kimmi said to Maurice, go ahead and have some fun or whatever. But they said it in a way where they know they better not be a repeat of the last Atlanta trip. So that's where the episode ended. We have it where the guys are on the way to ATL to go to the launch of Martel's red wine event. And he's taking the guys along. So as we see from the upcoming clip from next episode, we see that when they do walk into the mansion and they're at the event, the only people that's in the room besides them is a bunch of ladies. Like, okay, where are the other people who are supposed to be part of this event? So the guys are looking like, we have Maurice chowing down on chicken wings. Like, he don't want to talk to nobody. He don't want to see nobody. He just want to eat. He is not about to get into no trouble. He know this is on film. Kimmi watching every step he making. He making sure he don't get in no trouble. So that we have that on the next episode. So, what else we see coming up on the next episode? I think that's basically all they showed. That's all they showed for the next episode. But we'll see what happens. So that was the main event, I think, of this episode. Episode 12 was the interaction, I should say, between Latisha and Keke at Miss Wanda's event. I don't know where Stormi and Destiny are going to be going forward. I mean, Stormi is really Melody's friend, so let's see how that plays out. She might, Stormi seems to be an open kind of person. I mean, twice she was a little bit flexible, whereas Destiny was concerned to have a conversation with, and I think, did she have something with, no, she didn't have any problems with Tiffany. But it seemed like it's just her and Destiny are button heads. So we'll see what happens on the next episode, guys. So that is the recap and the review of Love and Marriage Season 4, Episode 12, titled what you want to do about it. So thank you for watching this episode. Thank you for watching this review. Be sure to like this video, leave a comment if you wish, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, be sure to take care of yourselves and your family. Again, thanks for watching. Take care.